Do you always listen to music when you're working?
Yeah, and it's funny. Sometimes I'll leave, and I come back, and it's funny. I'll like walk in, and I'm like, "Hello, is anybody here?
Somebody here?
Is somebody doing all my work for me? Oh no, darn it!"
That was always the best part of whenever people were worried about the FBI listening to their phone calls. It's like, can you just go ahead and fire this guy for me?
The FBI probably like listened to my conversations, and they were like, "This guy's a weirdo."
Perfect time to start the podcast, Thomas. I am Brandon Pecharich. I am with Mark 8 Media. This is episode number 9 of The Climb. It is a Rocky Mountain Regional Promotional Products Association podcast. And as always, on the other side of the screen is my great friend, Thomas. Thomas, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Climb. Can't believe it's episode 9. We've been rocking and rolling. My name is Thomas Robertson. I'm with Specialty Incentives out of Denver, Colorado. And so happy to be part of the RMR board and always get to talk all the fun RMR stuff and the wonderful things this industry has.
Absolutely. And that's one of the cool parts about, like, that's what got me so excited about being a part of the Rocky Mountain Regional Association. First of all, I live in Washington, D.C. People ask me all the time, why are you part of RMR? One, I grew up in Colorado, but two, I'm a part of multiple regional associations. I just happen to be on the board for RMR, and it's so much fun to get to see all of those people come together on a micro level, right? We always go to Vegas. We go to these big national trade shows, and we see all of this, and it's almost too much to take in. Well, if that's too much for you to take in, join your local regional association and kind of take it in small bites. We do a bunch of fun events. We've got one coming up, the last one of the year. It's our holiday party. It's the most attended event that we have every year outside of our expo. It is at Chopper's Bar and Grill. It starts at 4 o'clock on December 4th. Make sure you go to rmrppa.org to register. Make sure you register. Thomas, we were talking at the beginning. There's always like 50 to 75 people, but only like 15 ever register.
Yeah, it's such a, and you know what, it's one of those things we talk about that, hey, if you forget to register, just come. We want to see you. That's the biggest thing. We want to see all of our RMR peeps come up to the holiday party. It's a great time for us to get together, celebrate another year of a great, industry that we all get to be part of, and just to gather together and share thoughts and, all the trials and tribulations that we go through. But most importantly, just to, have the camaraderie of friendship, and I think that's what we've talked about a lot during our climb episodes is this industry has so many amazing people, regardless of, where they live, what they do. And like you said earlier, join your board wherever you live, what you're doing, or find a board that you want to join. And I think, the more ideas that this, industry can bring to some of the smaller associations, the more they start to grow. And that's what, we're so grateful with RMR with. I know we've talked about it. Our board is just full of people who have exciting, amazing, thoughtful ideas that they want to share with other people. And, that's what makes it so fun. So, like Brandon said, wherever you are, join your local regional association or find one that you maybe travel to or you see that they do and be a part of it.
It's, it's so much fun. It is on a micro level. It's on a smaller level. It's in your region. You get to meet everybody that is working in your area. And it's so much fun to be able to bounce some ideas and do all that stuff on. But that takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of work. We need volunteers and we need board members. Thomas, what are we doing before the holiday party?
So before our holiday party on December 4th, we are having our RMR board strategic planning for 2025. So basically what we do is our board gets together a few hours before the holiday party and we plan out what we can do for 2025. We talk about, the stuff that went well in 2024 and the stuff that we can do a little bit better and stuff that we've heard from suppliers and distributors and multi-line reps and manufacturers, stuff that we can take, forth and go the next year. And that's what that's why we always want people to join our board, or like we've talked about before, if you can't join the board, join a committee and help us out, because the more ideas that we can get to make something, eventful and and fun for people is what we want to do. And so that's what we're going to do before the holiday party. And I want to mention too, real quick before I forget, we're also, for our holiday party, we're doing a charitable donation to the Bill Daniels Homeless for Vets. So if you're coming to the holiday party, or even if you can't make it, please, send us any charitable items that you have that we can donate to the Bill Daniels Homeless for Vets. They're such a wonderful organization. We're happy to be, partnering up with them, and the people on our board who take care of that, do such an amazing, the fact that they take part of that is just amazing. And we're so grateful for all the people that help out with that.
It was so cool last year to see all the stuff too come in and everything get put into the truck and drove the truck out there. I mean, it's just the look on their faces when they get all that stuff. They're so thankful. We're thankful we're in a position to be able to give and donate. So if you are in a position to give and donate, think about cold weather stuff. That's really going to be kind of the theme that we're focusing on. Let's keep those vets nice and warm, those that aren't as fortunate. That takes care of most of the what am I trying to say? The nuts and bolts, the housekeeping, if you will. And as always, the links are going to be below to register for the event, and a little more information about Bill Daniels Charitable Foundation for Vets, and also for the past president stuff. So make sure that you do register and do get that stuff in. It is the holiday season. It is that time of year. It is that time of year. It's the greatest time of year, some say. And so I thought it would be fun for Thomas and I to talk a little bit about some holiday traditions. So let's start with the most immediate one coming up in less than a week, or coming up right around the corner, is Thanksgiving. What's one of your favorite traditions that your family does on Thanksgiving?
For me, I love the holiday season. It's just it's such a great time to see people gather together as families and friends, and wherever you go. I mean, I have to laugh because I am not a crowd person at all, except if I go to like a concert or a sporting event. But during the holiday season, I love going to places, whether it's restaurants or shopping malls or big shopping box places, that they're always so busy and people are there. And even though it's a stressful time, it's one of those things that it's just really cool to see people getting together with their family and friends and enjoying the time together. And I think for me, one of my favorite family traditions, I mean, I love Thanksgiving. I absolutely love Thanksgiving. It's one of those things that's been in my family forever, that, I remember getting up in the morning as a kid. My mom always had some kind of breakfast going, as her and my dad were cooking Thanksgiving, dinner, and just the smell of all the food, and, having the parades on TV, and then football all day long. I mean, why can you not? And now we have way more football than we used to have. So it's even better. It's nonstop football all day long. And I think for me, whether it be Thanksgiving or Christmas or, any other holiday that people celebrate, it's just getting together with your family and your friends. And that's what is big, to me, especially now, like just being able to connect with people that maybe I haven't, had a chance to really connect throughout the year. And I really do enjoy the holidays. It reminds me to always be, grateful for the things that I have, and generous with the things that have been put forth in front of me. And it's one of those things that, we all laugh coming to the end of the year. You're like, okay, what can I do next year? What is it they call your resolution? But, I always think to myself, okay, these are the things that I need to do a little bit better in life. And I think I don't take necessarily New Year's for that. I take it, maybe the holidays, where I'm like, okay, these are the things that I need to do to be a better, person, friend, family member, going forth for the next year. Kind of like that we talked about with our strategic planning meeting. That's kind of what we're going to do. So, what about you? What's your like favorite holiday tradition? Or
honestly, you mentioned it. One of the things that our family always does. In fact, we have multiple family text messages, but we all watch the parade. The parade is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. That's always been a thing. Everybody comes downstairs, or everybody's awake. Everybody gathers around the TV and watches it live. It's one of those like very rare times that we all sit down and are just quiet and watching. Or, oh, did you see that? Oh, did you see that? Oh, it's just so much fun to watch all of that. And the fact that parade is still going is just so cool. And I think it would definitely be on a bucket list for me to actually go in person, but then I think I would lose like the feeling of the tradition of like being in your PJs, drinking coffee or eating breakfast and hanging out with your family. Even though we're all in different time zones now, we're all tuning in at the same time. And that's one thing that my family, even regardless of distance, that is the one thing on Thanksgiving that we all do together. And so I think that's really cool. That's one of my favorites. And then obviously you talked about football. Thomas and I are actually going to a football game immediately after Thanksgiving. It will be that Monday night afterwards. His Cleveland Browns are playing my Denver Broncos, and the Broncos are hot right now. That's all I'm going to say.
The Browns are not.
So we'll see what happens there. That should be a really fun time. And then, for Christmas, man, I think one of my favorite things for Christmas is the tamales. My family's big, like being raised in Northern Colorado, we were big on going down to like the locals and going and buying some homemade tamales, man. Having some tamales for breakfast, having some tamales for lunch. It didn't matter, man. Tamales all day. Tamales with an egg on top for breakfast, right? And then some red sauce, some green sauce. Who cares, man? Whenever I think of Christmas, I always think of tamales.
Well, we've talked about this on one of our previous episodes about our eating habits. And I will tell you, for me, like I talked about before, I'm terrible at my eating habits. But when it comes to holiday season, I am spot on. I am ready for food and I cannot wait. And I love Thanksgiving leftovers. I love, Christmas leftovers, and being here in New Mexico, Christmas is the two big things that you get around Christmas time here in New Mexico are tamales and pozole, especially like you said with red chili. And it is just one of those things that, I look forward to it because with all the different family members we have, everybody's always got, and that's another thing I think I love about like the holidays is when you go visit someone's always got food going at their house, whether they got cookies or they've got, food tamales, pozole, or whatever else they have. That's why I laugh. Anybody that I talk to that is like, pretty, strict on their diet with their, working out and all that. It's funny how they're like, yeah, once it comes like the end of November to the end of December, I don't worry about any of that. They're like, I go for it. And I love it. Cause I'm like, you can't pass up. There's way too much food between, Thanksgiving and Christmas to ever pass anything up.
The calories don't count around holiday season.
Nah, not one bit. It's just it's like an invisible thing you don't worry about for about a month.
Exactly. Oh, that's so cool, man. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It is a great time of year, and even though I am a little bit further away from a lot of my family, I'm actually a little bit closer to my dad now. So, pretty happy that with the area that Amanda and I are in. Unfortunately, this is going to be the first holiday season for her away from her family, and so we'll definitely rely on that technology and a lot of FaceTimes and stuff like that. But that's what's so great about some of that new technology too, is that you can still be there without being there, but there's still no substitute for, like you said, just going into the house and smelling all the food, man.
Oh yeah, it's just I look forward to it so much. We do a kind of a pre-Thanksgiving, and we did it actually last week when my kids come into town, because my kids not living at home and being in college, we try to do our little family tradition a little bit before so we can have something with us. And we did it last week, and it was just that warm feeling of having like the turkey cooking and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes and everything. So I got a head start last week on that, so I'm already getting prepared and ready. So come next week, I'll be even. That's where you get to wear your loose pants and you don't worry about, it's like that, what was that Friends episode with Joey when he has the big pants and he's like, I'm ready to eat. That's how I feel come the holiday season. It's like you said, there's no worries about any calories or anything.
No, man, that new fabric that you got some nice dress khakis that are stretch. Ah, man, don't wear a belt. Just let them stretch, baby.
And I, that's the great part about it. Cause I feel like, for me, I mean, at least with my family and the friends that I hang out with, it's such a great time to connect with each other and, talk about what's going on in life and catch up. And in the end, there's no judgment. Someone you can walk in with a huge plate of food and someone's like, that's a great idea. I forgot to get that. They go in there and get it, or they're like, I didn't have room on my plate for that. I'm gonna go back and get that one. So it's a great thing where we're all in the thick of it. So I guess
awesome,
thick of it for real. Like we're all getting a little thicker in the holidays.
Legit. Well, that's so cool, man. All right. Well, I think this is a good time to wrap it up, guys. We do have the holiday party coming up. Again, check below for the registration link. Make sure you register for that. Again, if you don't get to it, that's all right. Still show up. December 4th, Chopper's Bar and Grill, 4 p.m. We're going to be there. We're going to have fun. We're going to be merry. It's going to be a great time. Thomas, this is always so much fun to do with you, man. And hopefully, I think we're going to try and record one live or maybe in person right there at the holiday party too. So if you're a fan of the show, maybe episode 10 will be a live episode. So if you like this show and you want to be a guest on it, hit one of us up. Hit us up on social medias. Hit us up on anything. Come be a guest. We love having guests. Thank you so much to Ashley Simpson last episode for being a guest. It actually worked out. I was very impressed with our technology abilities, and I think we had a really good time. So I think that's going to be episode 9 of The Climb. We will see you guys next time.
Yep. Thank you guys very much. Look forward to seeing you at the holiday party. And Brandon, I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks where we can go enjoy some football and some fellowship together and get ready for our strategic planning. And like Brandon said, those of you come to the holiday party. We want to see all of you. We want to hear everything that you guys have done throughout the year and and maybe you guys can help us with some things that are coming up for next year. So look forward to seeing you all. And episode 9 of The Climb. We're rocking and rolling, buddy.
There it is. Go Broncos.
I
had to sneak that in there.
I liked it. It's good. I wasn't even gonna say go Browns because I'm like